Hello. It's 6 weeks until Christmas because we have a holy well here and everybody visits it on November the 13th, and we know that on that day it's exactly 6 weeks to Christmas. So I have my cake made, but I'm going to feed it today with a nice feed of whiskey, and then I'm going to put the marzipan on because that will help to stop it from drying out. So I thought, while I'm doing this, because it's such a horrible grey day here, and I was just talking to my daughter in Berlin, and it's grey and miserable there as well, and it's been a long time since we've seen the sun, so I thought it'd be nice to reminisce and look back over the last wonderful, beautiful sunny day we had, which was in September, and coincidentally my daughter was here visiting, so I'm going to show you a little film we made back then. It's about our visit out to Inishbofin Island, which is just off the coast here, a beautiful historic island. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it reminds you of the wonderful sunshine that we can all look forward to again once we cross that magical moment of the winter solstice, which is only 7 weeks away. So yes, this visit, this day out, is a lovely memory of one of the last days of summer. We went off to the island of Inishbofin, or the island of the White Cow. It's about 20 minutes or so off the coast of Connemara, and that's a lovely little trip in itself on a day such as this, with the sun shining and little wind. It was just wonderful, so refreshing, all that sea air. We see my daughter had come to visit, and we decided to have a day out, and she was the one who decided that we'd have a boat trip, and that's why we went over to Inishbofin, because it's so close, it's on the doorstep really. And we were so lucky because as we were getting onto the ferry, we heard that there was a music festival being held that weekend, and that one of Lol's favourite pipers would be playing. And I love the uilleann pipes, so I was thrilled that we were going to get the chance to listen to a piper during the festival. And it's just a shame we hadn't known beforehand, because we could have stayed overnight and listened to more music. Inishbofin is a lovely, lovely island, very, very friendly. There's only a tiny population. I think it's around 180 people, maybe a bit less, maybe a couple more. Back in the 1600s, there was nearly 2,000 people here. So because of various colonisations and wars and famines, the population has dropped to this low extent. And nowadays, I suppose the island is a tourist destination. People rely on tourism. So it's a wonderful island. Its origins are really steeped in mystery. There are folk tales about people landing here and finding an old woman driving a white cow. The white cow represents, the milk that was kicked from the bucket represents the Milky Way. So there's lots of folklore, but it was also a place of early Christian monasteries. And St. Coleman came here in the 7th century and set up a little monastery. And then, the Vikings were here as well, looking for a safe haven. And various English monarchs and leaders used this as a base to prevent, European allies coming to the help of the Irish, or perhaps during the English-American wars to stop any American ships getting through. And also they were rivals to the Dutch East India Company, and so they would have been trying to prevent those ships accessing Ireland as well. But it was a lovely, lovely summer's day, sunny and bright and warm, and we stopped for lunch at this very unusual restaurant, which is a double-decker bus that serves amazing vegetarian food.
Start eating some of that and then you can have some of this.
And so tasty. And after lunch here, we headed off to the other end of the island to get to the venue for the Piper. So as we're heading off, we pass through the centre of the village again. We can see Cromwell's Fort across the harbour and St Coleman's Church, which had beautiful stained glass windows. And what was lovely about them for me is that there were many depictions of the Galilean fishermen from the Gospels, and of course Inishbofin would be a home to many fishermen. So it's just lovely to see that recognised in the stained glass. But this is the modern day St Coleman's Church, and on our walk we came across the ruins of a 14th century church. And this little church was built on the ruins of St Coleman's 7th century monastery. And apparently there's a holy well here as well, and there's a bullhorn stone, which is something I will leave a note about in the box below the film. So we arrived at the venue, and Tommy Kane is the piper, and he was playing here with his wife, Jacqueline McCarthy. All too soon, we had to leave to return to the village to get the ferry home again. I'm just glad that we had such a lovely day out on such a beautiful island. And we'll have to come again because I'm determined to find the holy wells that are on this island. I believe one is by the little church that we passed, and the other one is further around to the other side of the island. But it's one of the things that I'm so interested in. And of course, because we were going off to see the music, I didn't get a chance to stop and go into the little graveyard and look at the ancient gravestones and the old ruined church. So we'll have to do that on another visit. So there's always something to look forward to. So that's done. I hope you enjoyed the little film that reminds us of summer and gives us hope that we'll have summer again, because it has been so dreary here. It was really uplifting to see the film again. So my cake is ready. In another few days, when that's kind of settled in, I'll be able to put the icing on. And I will put the recipe for the cake down below in the box underneath, the See More box. And I'm going to enjoy a cup of tea now, and I will see you next week. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, I'm on Substack as well. Shoo! Shoo, shoo, shoo. Shoo, shoo. So don't forget, I'm on Substack as well. And yeah, see you next week. Have a great one. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website, danusirishherbgarden.com, for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.